Say a little bit of racism. What does that mean?
Like asking me who is my president, can you write his name on paper, can you sing the national anthem,
What is the relevance?
doubting that I'm actually Ghanaian
Oh,
because they thought I'm from a different country.
okay.
Yeah,
Did they share where they thought you were from?
they thought I was Nigerian.
Oh, is that not a good thing?
I think they just have a certain
Perception.
kind of standard. Kept me there for, I think, 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
At the airport?
Yeah, from one interrogation room to the other. Independently traveling for the first time, I was like, whoa, I'm in for something.
Right.
The 5 years has passed, then
Okay.
they've completely forgotten me. So that's the thing, I left without permission.
Oh.
Yes, it's called AWOL, absence without official leave.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. I was really tired. I got tired of it. So I just woke up one day, booked the flight, and just...
And then you left. When you get to Indonesia, what are your expectations?
Oh, yes.
Kofi is a photographer and storyteller, a very new dad, and a husband who is constantly dating his wife. Before life here in Cambodia, he was a military nurse in the Air Force. I have so many questions, but first I must ask, babes, how did you get here?
Literally, I got here by tuk-tuk. But how I got here in the country, Cambodia, was just, I would say, looking for peace of mind.
Okay.
Yes, looking for peace of mind. That
So you
was
took your flight from Ghana straight to
to
Cambodia?
Indonesia.
Okay.
The day that I booked my flight, the night before the day I booked my flight, I didn't really know I was gonna book a flight.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What made you book the flight?
just tired from a lot of military work,
Okay.
less of nursing work, I would say. But I was still working in the hospital, so there was more, yes sir, and there was less, let's take care of this patient, let's take time. So there
Okay.
was a conflict of ideas, like, am I doing nursing or I'm just solely here as a soldier, what I was really passionate about was nursing.
Did you always want to go into nursing?
I didn't have plans to go into nursing. I actually had plans to be in the army.
Okay.
All my toys as a kid were guns. But then the moment I got in, I realized, okay, maybe this is not a really nice place to be. I enjoyed some time in there, but
Does the
nursing
Ghanaian army do anything? Like, are you guys at war with anyone?
somebody said we should actually like set up like a peace fight with other countries so that they experience a little bit. But Ghana itself is like a super peaceful country. So
Right.
you don't really get anybody trying to like go to war with you or anything.
So what are you doing?
So we mostly, I can't tell for the infantry soldiers,
Okay.
but because I joined the army as a nurse. So we have different, I would say, arms.
Okay.
So we have nurses, we have physicians, doctors who are in the army, we have pilots. So everybody is doing something else. And some of our pilots actually fly domestic,
Okay.
stuff like
Just
that.
to get some practice.
Like, but we're very good at fieldcraft and tactics.
Okay.
So being part of like the UN, we sometimes have other countries coming to Ghana with their armies to come and learn
Okay.
fieldcraft and tactics from us.
Right.
So it's just that mostly.
How long were you in the Air Force?
4 years.
Okay. So you do your 4 years, you're tired of yes sir, no sir.
Yeah.
And then you book a flight to Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
And is this just for a vacation, just for a break?
Because it was visa free. I didn't really know whether I was gonna stay or not, but
Okay.
I knew I didn't want to go back to Ghana
Right.
until like the 5 years has passed. Then
Okay.
they've completely forgotten me. So that's the thing. I left without permission.
Oh.
Yes, it's called AWOL, absence without official leave.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. I was really tired. I got tired of it. So I just woke up one day, booked the flight, and then just...
And then you left. When you get to Indonesia, what are your expectations?
From Google searches, it was women growing rice in the province,
Right.
people riding like cattle,
Right.
stuff like that. So I didn't travel with just the tiredness. I also traveled with a little bit of curiosity because I had just started doing photography to take my brain off the stress that comes with.
Okay, babes, real talk, tantrums do not look fun. But what if I told you that they don't have to take over your house? In my course, Managing Tantrums Like a CEO, I'll teach you the strategies that turn tantrums into opportunities. No yelling, no bribes, no screens, and no chaos. You will learn how to understand what's really going on behind those meltdowns, how to keep your cool when they lose theirs, and how to raise emotionally intelligent children without losing yourself in the process. Because CEOs don't react, babes, they respond, and you can do the same. So if you're ready to bring more calm, connection, and confidence to your home, click the link and check out Manage Tantrums Like a CEO.
Military nursing.
Sure.
So I had plans to like get a new camera in Indonesia and then start doing photography. And the kind of photography I was interested in was more documentary style.
Okay.
And so when I got to Indonesia and I realized that, I'm in Jakarta, it's like, it's morning and it's huge. And I'm sorry to say, but at that time it was like super polluted.
Right.
Everybody smokes somehow.
Right.
It was like in the Ghanaian army, you cannot smoke and you
Okay.
don't have to drink a lot. So, yeah, I don't know why they didn't go to war because they were very accurate. You don't smoke, you don't drink. Your hands are very. But yeah. So Indonesia wasn't a place for me.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. So
Did you go to other parts or just Jakarta?
I was in Jakarta and the goal was to relax for a bit and
Okay.
then start working again because I was still young by then.
And working in the photography sense.
And working in the photography
Okay.
sense. But then I realized, one, language is a huge barrier. Two, I had a little bit of racism at the airport.
Okay.
So that dampened me a little bit.
Right.
Like,
When you say a little bit of racism, what does that mean?
like asking me who is my president, can you write his name on paper? Can you
What?
sing the national anthem?
What is the relevance?
Doubting that I'm actually Ghanaian
Oh,
because they thought I'm from a different country.
okay.
Yeah.
Did they share where they thought you were from?
They thought I was Nigerian.
Oh, is that not a good thing?
I think they just have a certain
Perception.
kind of standard where if you're from Nigeria, you're expected to pay
Oh,
some bribe or something.
Okay.
And then I just walked in, like the confidence of a dying cockroach. I just walked in thinking I was still in uniform because in my country I was that guy,
right.
just walk in and just get whatever I need to be done
Right.
got it done. But this time I walked in, as a civilian, no military ranks, no nothing. So keeping me at the airport, I was pissed, but it was interesting to know how people operated,
Right.
And I still have I still have my bag. There's one bag that I got from the military, like
Okay.
the UN, and so they saw the bag on the floor and they were like, "Are you in the army?" It's like, I was.
Right.
And then they were like, "You did peacekeeping?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, oh. So I think they had a sense of, are we getting ourselves in some kind of trouble? They kept me there for, I think, 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
At the airport?
Yeah. From one interrogation room to the other. Because normally when they do that to people, I think people pay them.
Okay.
So when I was like...
I mean, maybe
I'm
get
not...
to hour 3. You should, like...
No. Yeah. I made friends. I made friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first experience.
Sure.
As independently traveling for the first time. I was like, whoa, I'm in for something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get to Indonesia, you realize it's not for you, and I'm still trying to figure out how Cambodia even came up on the list. Because to be honest, I don't even know why I'm in Cambodia.
So I checked the nearest country where I could start off life
Okay.
with the simplest job,
Okay.
and it was teaching English. And as a Ghanaian, I'm considered a native English speaker.
Okay.
So I decided to try Cambodia.
Right.
So I went to the embassy and then got my documents done, and then I took my first flight.
Okay.
And that was actually the first flight from Cambodia, Indonesia to Cambodia direct. It
Okay.
was CityLink airline.
Okay.
So our reception was magnificent. No stopping at the airport. We had all these flower petals on our necks. Like I
Oh,
was
it's
the only,
literally the first
yeah,
flight.
I was the only black dude on the. So I was like, whoa, what a difference,
Right.
man. So I fell in love with Cambodia. How they received me was so different from how Indonesia received me.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good experience.
And how long ago was that?
That was 6 years ago.
6 years.
Yes.
So when you came, did you already have a job with a school?
No. I
Okay.
didn't have a job with a school, so I started looking for schools. I found one which became a huge part of my life story.
Okay.
I started teaching for free, right, just to gain the experience.
Right.
Because I'm used to needles and suturing humans. So I found a school which is in a place called Kandal province,
Okay.
which was not really like a registered school.
Okay.
So
Is that why they took you?
I guess I was living in like a hostel.
Okay.
And then the owner was like, "Oh, you're looking for a job?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a job." Like, "Oh, you can come with me to my school. I'll be a teacher." So I started teaching in that school. And the week that I started teaching, they were like, the government will come around and do an audit. So you need to be legit. Can you give us your passport and so that we can like give you like, and I had just done like a business visa.
Okay.
So I came to Cambodia, went back to Indonesia and came back
Right.
to do like a visa run.
Right.
So I had my business visa. I was happy. I was like, no issue.
And business visa allows you
to work.
Okay.
Right. So then I was confident enough to start working.
Right.
And then they take it. They were like, we're going to have to renew it for you because the first business visa you get is like 6 months.
Oh, it's short.
Yeah, it's short.
Okay.
And then they renew it for you for another 6 months.
Okay.
It's just like that. So they took it, and then a day after, they messaged me on Telegram saying that, oh, we lost it.
No, you did not.
Yeah, they lost.
You lost
they
the
did.
passport.
They lost my passport and the school documents and everything. The person who was supposed to go do that work left it on the ferry because you have to cross the Mekong to get to
They left
Kandal
your documents
province.
on the ferry?
Yeah. So I had to leave. And that weekend I was so happy. I mean, I have a job now, so I had taken I have left the hostel. I was at a different spot.
Sure.
Just chilling a little bit before Monday comes and go to work again. And then I had to leave the place, go and file a police report. And the person who was supposed to help me, because I don't speak the language,
Right.
was the person who lost it. And the police report was actually filed as me losing it, not he losing it. So then the responsibility
is yours.
Is mine. And I didn't know
But
how
when did you find
it.
this out? Because you don't speak Khmer.
I found this out after I made Khmer friends. That was after like a year and a half of constantly using that police report. So COVID happened. So I wasn't so they were like, oh, it's okay. Nobody's working now. You cannot even go out of the country.
How close is this to COVID? The passport being lost?
Oh, that was like a few months.
Okay.
Because it was in 2019.
2019, passport gets lost. You still can't get it. Do you have a Ghanaian embassy here?
We don't. So I sent them a message, and you know what? So Ghanaian embassy made me pay for, it's in Malaysia, right?
Okay.
So they made me pay for getting a new passport sent to me.
Okay.
And then they never got back to me.
And then COVID happens.
And then COVID happens.
So you can't go anywhere anyway.
Yeah. And on Christmas, they sent us a message, that generalized message, the Ghanaian embassy. Hello, our dear citizen on different soil. We hope that you're enjoying your Christmas.
Message?
Literally. So I'm still in the pool, not working on my passport, but sending me a Christmas message. Just wild,
I've never got a Christmas message.
Yeah.
They send you a Christmas message when you're abroad.
Without working on my passport for like 2 years already. They sent me a Christmas message.
Oh, that's nice.
It just got me pissed, I was like, man.
So were you able to work even though you didn't have any documents?
So then I had to, there's a guy called Mestas.
Okay.
He's very big on Instagram, photographer, and he travels around. He's also a ski teacher.
Okay.
So I think he does skiing during winter, and then during summer he travels around tropical countries and does photographs like models and stuff like
Right.
that. So I followed him on Instagram, and then he said, "Oh, he's coming here." So I messaged one of the models he was coming to photograph,
Okay.
and then that's her name is Monica. Now she's traveled to the US,
Okay.
and Monica invited me to the shoot. So I assisted the guy and
Right.
then made a few friends.
Okay.
And that was
How you got into that
how,
scene.
yes, I was able to
But
like
were
get a
you
job.
teaching?
No, I couldn't teach anymore because
So hold on, how are you surviving?
I'm leaving and I cannot rent. What do we call it? I cannot rent like an apartment
Because you have no
because
papers. Who are you?
You don't have a passport,
Yeah.
right? So it's just Amazon. Yeah, I had to switch to pure military survival mode. So up till now, whenever I go on these street photography walks and I see people stranded at the riverside, I really remember like kind of myself.
No, but
Like,
really, where are you living when you can't?
Amazon,
Literally.
literally,
For how long?
for like I think about like 2 to 3 months. It is just stay in Amazon, order coffee, and I don't drink coffee too, so it's just order something, eat. You stay outside Amazon, the riverside,
Yep.
and then in the evening you go to the bathroom, you shower, change your clothes. I bought t-shirts like
Nobody's
nothing.
business. Yeah. So you're just surviving on savings?
I'm just surviving on savings, just like this. Yeah.
What's your head saying? Like inside your head?
I don't want to stress my dad.
Okay.
That's the only thing that was
Yeah.
inside my head. Because I don't want to stress my dad. So I didn't really tell them all of these things.
Okay.
Because my dad would be like, come home. Like
Right.
you're coming home. I'm booking your flight now. Go report yourself and then come home.
Did you not want to go? But also, how are you getting on the plane if you can't have a passport? But anyway.
But then if you go back, you are AWOL, absence without official leave.
So
it calls for punishment.
Oh, really?
Yes. I would have to be
So
court-martialed.
you would have to finish your time that you're contracted for within the army.
Contracted for 25 years.
You're contracted for 25 years. When you join the army,
It's your whole life.
you're
And
contracted for 25
your whole life.
years. Really?
In Ghana, it's your whole life. And it's very competitive, just for you to know.
To get in?
Yes. You have,
Because the package is good, like they take care of you?
not really.
So why is everybody trying to sign up for 25 years?
It's just a very respected job.
Position.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And there's no way to come out without going AWOL.
You would have to follow a long line of sending, what do we call it? Sending letters of resignation over and over and over.
Okay.
And you would have to forfeit some of your benefits and stuff
Okay.
like that, which I wasn't even looking at in the first place because I left AWOL without my benefits and
Right.
I'm still okay. But it was just the stress of
the process.
Exactly.
Okay. So
So-
you're out in the bush and you're like, I'm not going home.
No, I was on the ward. Military nursing. So I work. I was
No,
actually.
in
You mean in
Cambodia.
Cambodia? Oh, I'm in Amazon. Yeah, in the bush.
In the bush.
Exactly. With the
You're-
parrots.
And you're not going home because you're AWOL.
Yeah,
And then you see a glimmer of hope because you get to work as an assistant on
Exactly.
this shoot.
yes.
We're still waiting for the passport at this point.
Still waiting for the passport that they've never replied the message or whatever.
Right.
So at this point I was looking for people who have had similar issues and then find a way out, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
By this point, I know you said that you have been doing photography
Mhm.
in order to kind of get out of your head from nursing,
Mhm.
right? Are you good?
As a photographer,
Yeah, at this stage, not
at this
now.
stage,
Yeah.
at this stage, I have shot 18 to 21 weddings
Okay.
back in Ghana.
Okay. But so you're good.
So I'm good. The only thing I didn't have on my hands was a camera and a lens.
Sorry.
So I didn't travel with my gear. I sold
Okay.
everything. Exactly. And then traveled.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you were planning on buying.
On buying them here. But then with the circumstances surrounding me, if I should spend all this money on buying a camera,
Right.
if anything comes up with like being able to,
Emergency.
yes, what am I gonna do? And I
Right.
don't have my passport, so then I didn't buy a camera yet.
That makes sense. How much is like a camera that you need to get at this stage?
That will be about like $1,000 or,
Right.
and then you go with a lens.
But then how are you planning on gonna get work if you can't buy the camera?
Freelancing.
Okay, so when you freelance,
So the
people...
strategy was I was gonna go to freelancing. I will pitch for a job.
Okay,
If I get, normally you would pay me like 50%.
okay,
Over like a signed contract,
Right.
and then after that, I'm gonna use some of that money to rent gear, do
Right.
the work, and then I start saving the
okay.
remainder.
And
yeah.
is that what happened?
That is not what happened. No, no, that is exactly not what happened.
What happened?
So Monica, who is now a friend to me,
Yes.
is this amazing Filipino lady that's singing and also does this influencing heavily. So she's smart. That time she had a boyfriend called Benjamin.
Okay.
Benjamin is Korean American, super nice guy. And then Monica pitches me to Benjamin, says,
Okay.
"Hey, I met this dude. He's looking for work." Benjamin is the head of social media marketing for a company.
Okay.
Right. So Benjamin calls me in, gives me all the trust he can gather from his pocket, and says, "Dude, I'm gonna put a camera in your hand.
Really?
Prove me right."
Really?
Yes, just
Big
like-
up Benjamin.
Yes, Benjamin is just that guy.
Oh wow.
So that was how I got my first job.
That's amazing.
Yes, that is how I got my first
So
job.
you get the camera
Mm.
and then you start doing what kind of photography are we doing?
So even before Benjamin would give me a job, Benjamin introduces me to Andrew Mom, who is currently like he's like a manager of Baramay. I don't know if you know, like one of the biggest music empires in Cambodia. Actually, the
Okay.
biggest music empires in Cambodia.
Okay.
I sleep on Andrew's couch. Andrew has also done photography in the US,
Okay.
danced on big stages. So all these things like roll through, and then they give me the job finally. And then this job is social media marketing agency.
Right.
So then hotels, restaurants,
Right.
any client that comes our way.
Sure.
So we have a videographer, we have me as a photographer, and then we have some other people.
Very cool.
So that is how I started. So I started shooting portraits of people, and I will use the company's camera throughout the working week. And then on the weekend, the working days of the week, and then on the weekend, I send messages to coffee shops who are looking for photography. And that was
Okay.
part-time. So
Yep.
then I will do that on the weekends and then save that money. So that was how
You got through.
and all this, I was saving money to just pay off the freaking overstay.
Oh.
Yes. Don't
Even though
forget.
you don't have your documents?
Exactly. So if you don't have your documents and your time of stay passes, you're supposed to pay overstay for every day. And every day is $10.
I didn't know. I didn't even think about that.
It's amazing, right?
So once you pay your overstay, you can still come and go freely?
Yeah, you're okay.
That's quite nice.
That's quite nice. They don't kick you out if you
Are
don't
there
have
other
any.
countries that do this? I've never heard of this before.
If you don't have a criminal record or anything,
You're not doing anything
then
wrong.
Yes.
Okay, so the visa is really just a formality.
Yes.
Okay.
Just be sure that you're a documented immigrant in the country. So
That makes so much sense.
yeah, so all the hard work was actually towards paying off just to be legal, because I couldn't imagine myself like being illegal in
Sure.
someone's country. So
Sure.
for me, and I left my country for peace of mind. So
Right.
always having this
Question
hovering over
mark.
my head.
When you say that in Ghana, being a part of the military is a really respected profession, how is being a photographer perceived?
As at that time, it was also really respected
Okay.
because you get to, I think it's very subjective because it's a form of art.
Right.
So depending on who your client is. But I had the chance to work with a couple of great photographers in Ghana. Those are the people I studied from. And they were doing amazing. They were shooting weddings and stuff like that. Portraiture wasn't really a thing for me. And I became friends with these photographers because for them, they were doing photography out of their own pockets, which was
Okay.
tough for them because gear is expensive.
Mm.
But for me, I had the military, I was earning good money from
Yep.
there. And military nursing, you literally get paid like on a double payroll. You
Okay.
get paid your military salary, you get paid your nursing salary.
Oh, go on.
So then I was making a lot of money, so I had good gear. So all these new photographer friends that I have made will
Right.
want to try out my gear. Then
Right.
I exchanged that for knowledge.
Right.
So I had the chance to actually mingle with like some really good photographers, and that was how it was for me. So it was quite also respectful, but all I knew was that it was really peaceful, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you first arrive in Cambodia,
Mm.
what are your expectations?
It was called the Kingdom of Wonders. So it hasn't disappointed. So many wonderful, really, really wonderful stuff in Cambodia. Because of my experience in Indonesia, I thought I was gonna face something similar here,
Okay.
but it was completely different.
In what way?
In a way that I was welcomed like some interesting human being, you know, on the plane. All the flowers on my neck and everything.
Sure.
No checks, like basic checks at the
Right.
airport.
But not 8
Not
hours.
nothing exactly.
Right.
So when I entered, I was like, oh wow, it's a different world here. So I was pretty excited there. I think you don't have a second chance to make a first impression. So the first impression
Was good.
was good. So I really was like, oh, this place is nice.
What are the differences culturally between Ghana and Cambodia?
Cultural differences. I mean, if you say culture, we're talking about food, we're talking about dance, we're talking about way of life. Very similar. Ghanaians are just slightly faster than Cambodians.
Okay.
My students, I wouldn't generalize it, but I used to be a photography lecturer in a university here. So
Okay.
my students would just give random excuses like it's raining, so I cannot make it to school.
Right.
I was in
But
Ghana, it's raining, your dad kicks.
do you go to school in the rain in Ghana?
Oh, yeah.
No. So let me tell you, when I first started college in America, in New York, there was one piece of snow one time, like real snow. I've seen snow before in the UK. It doesn't even settle that much. It's not like a real thing. But New York has real snow that
Yeah.
settles, right? So I see the snow outside. I'm like, okay, cool. There's no school because there's snow outside. So when like 2 days pass, it's melted. I then go to my class and my lecturer says, "Where were you?" I said, "It was snowing." And they were like, "And?" I was like, no, there was snow outside, so that's why I didn't come. They were like, but there was school, right? And to be fair, I did see they put the salt on the ground. Those trucks were out there super quick, but I was just like, that's not for me though, because in Jamaica, if it rains too hard,
You don't go to
I'm not going to school. So how you expect me to go
I
to school
see.
in snow? So I'm with the Cambodians on this one, babes.
I get it. So, I mean, culturally, differences, food,
Okay.
a little bit different.
They have spice though. Do you guys like spice?
We do like spice, but not on a very heavy side.
Okay.
We do more curry
Right.
and call it soup in Ghana, you know. And then here, they serve you soup.
Right.
It's like light.
Yes.
Right.
Broth.
Yes, broth.
Yes.
You know. So I guess food-wise, that's a difference. Here also, they have an exotic collection of different kinds of meat, like frogs and snakes and, which I have tried all of them.
Okay.
Pretty interesting.
Do you have a fave?
I would say frog tastes almost like chicken.
Right.
But
it's just more like juicy thigh chicken.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes. Apart from that,
is there anything that you tasted that you didn't like?
Anything that I tasted that I didn't like?
Have you had the spiders yet? I'm thinking about the spiders.
It's the spiders, yeah.
Have you had them?
Yeah, on a bus to Kapong Cham.
Okay.
One of the provinces, and then we stopped. Then the bus normally stops at a resting area, and then I just bought some spiders with a couple of bugs.
How was that?
So there's a crunchy part.
So here's my thing. Someone told me that you just eat the legs, don't eat the body?
Yes.
Did you eat the body?
So I put
'Cause
the
it
whole
sounds
thing.
like you ate
So
the body.
I put the whole thing in my mouth. The first bite was the crunchy part,
Right.
and then the second one,
Tell me.
like I just bite into it, and then there's this splurge of
Oh.
some soft matter in my mouth. I was like, no way. No way. What did I just eat? So yeah, I would say the spider, I'm not doing it again.
But maybe do it again, just the legs.
Maybe just the legs, yeah. Maybe just the legs. The whole spider.
But when
no.
people are eating spiders, is it just like a little like snack, like an alternative to nuts?
Kind of.
Like, okay.
I only ate it out of curiosity. Like I wouldn't spend money buying
I've been
spiders.
thinking about it, to be honest with you, because like as much as I will make faces about, because I can imagine the gooey part,
Yeah.
right? But I find food and culture just so interesting.
It is.
I just haven't been able to get there yet. But before I leave, I feel like I'm really happy I've had this kind of conversation because I didn't know about the body versus the legs.
Oh yeah.
So now at least I feel a bit more like
You
prepared.
can go for the legs,
Yeah,
yes.
I could just go for the legs.
Yeah.
So in Ghana, you don't have any interest in meat?
In Ghana, we eat chicken, beef.
Because I guess for some people, like eating chicken feet might be exotic, right? But growing up in Jamaica, you have chicken foot soup all the time.
Chicken feet, chicken head, whatever
The
it
head,
is.
it's so funny. I literally in the fridge, I'm not exaggerating. I ordered a whole chicken, right? And I ordered the whole chicken and it's arrived and it expires tomorrow. So I will cook it tonight. But the head was there. So the head is on the chicken.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad and my sister, I was like, why is the head on the chicken? Like what? And I know it sounds completely ignorant. And I've just explained that we used to eat a lot of chicken foot growing up. Like I used to love chicken foot soup
Yeah.
growing up. And now I can't eat it. When you've eaten as much chicken foot soup as me, after a while, the feet look like baby hands, just a bob up in the thing.
yeah.
So I'll have the water, I'll have all the hard food, I'll have everything, but just keep the foot. But I've never seen a whole chicken,
Chicken with the head on it.
Why is it? And also, like, what am I supposed to do with the head?
It's a full package. You don't
Like,
get to
people
miss
aren't eating-
anything.
But are people eating chicken head like how we eat like fish? So if you see me eat fish, when I went to America and I first like got a whole fish to cook, a person from America says to me, "Oh, there's a head on the fish." I'm like, "Of course there's a head on the fish. Like, what the hell do you think is going on? They're just swimming in the sea without heads."
Without heads.
And they're like, "Oh, well, I've just never seen it. You know, I've only ever seen a fillet." And when you see me eat fish, you know, there's nothing left. All
100%.
eye gone.
100%.
Just the skull. When I was younger, my dad loves fish. And when I was younger, if you ate fish like a normal person and left all of the things that are still on it, his first thing is, "But you're not eating the fish, man. You're not eating it properly."
Exactly.
And you're like, "Okay, Dad, calm down." And now, like, as an adult, I'm a pro. Like a pro. So I'm wondering, are people eating chicken head the way I eat fish head?
100%. I am eating
Really?
chicken head.
You eat chicken head too?
100%.
Really?
You just cut off the beak. And then-
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I've eaten chicken head, and it's funny because I went to Korea. We just came back from Korea, less than a month ago, and I'm sitting with my in-laws. We ordered like Korean chicken, like Korean fried chicken,
Yeah.
spicy, and I take out the whole the chicken thigh. I eat everything on the thigh, and then we have the bone. You have the epiphysis and the diaphysis. It's very
Okay.
medical, but like the top part and the
Right.
down part that
Right.
makes that bulb,
Yes.
that juicy part.
Yes.
Right. It has the red bone marrow and everything there. It's softer. You can bite it, and
Yeah.
the middle one is hard.
Right.
So I just, and then I turn it around and then put the middle of the bone in the plate. My wife and the mom was like,
You really eat.
like, we are witnessing a murder case at this point.
It's funny because with my twins, one will eat bones like me. She like yum everything. And the other one, she doesn't really eat the bone. And it's funny because she sees me and the other one yamming it. And so you
like-
can see her trying, but it's not naturally in her spirit.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Me, I love bones. I mean,
So food is a big thing. What would one expect to eat in Ghana?
rice and peas
Okay.
cooked together
Yes.
with a certain brown leaf, which gives it
what's
a
a brown
brown.
leaf?
It gives it a burgundy color.
Okay.
So the rice becomes brown, and it's
Right.
called wache.
Watch it.
It's like breakfast.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, when I traveled and people have coffee, and they wait until like 12 in the afternoon till they
Sure.
have. I was like, man, what fuel are these guys on? Like, it's like, how can you drink one cup of like something and then just work the
Be
whole?
fine for the day.
No way. In Ghana, we do hard work, so we need hard food. So yeah, that is like one thing. And then we have fufu,
Yes.
which I think it's very popular.
Yes.
So wache, fufu. We have beans.
Okay.
Beans very long cooked, so it becomes really soft.
Right.
And you mix it with cassava flakes.
Ooh.
And then
You can cook?
I do cook. Now I'm even cooking Korean dishes.
Oh, really?
100%.
Tell me how you met your wife.
We met in a tattoo shop.
Okay.
That is like the
short answer.
The short answer. But the long one, we met through a friend
Okay.
who I was working with at UNICEF on an NGO project.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was in Cambodia looking for new friends. So this friend just connected both of us, like, oh, I know this black guy. I think you guys will connect really well.
Uh-huh.
So he connected both of us. And then my wife came to visit me. The first visit was where I was working at that time, which was a tattoo shop.
Okay.
So that was where we met. As in, like, literally.
How long had you been living here?
In Cambodia? I think I was living here for almost 4.5 years.
Oh, really? Before you met? And how
Yeah.
long had she been living here?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yes.
What is dating like in Cambodia?
In Cambodia?
Yeah.
A jungle.
It's a jungle. What does that mean?
It's very diverse.
Okay.
Because you could meet everybody from anywhere on the planet in
Right.
Cambodia. All right. It's just like everywhere. You could, depending on the people's personalities.
Mm.
But here, there is a big outside culture.
Okay.
So people go out to places that are popular, like the Basak lanes.
Okay.
And certain clubs, and
Right.
then you find people meeting for the
So
first
it's
time.
still
And then,
in person?
yes.
Because like in Thailand, most people that I talk to about like how they're meeting, everybody, I've said most, but I think it's fair to say everybody has met online.
Some people also do meet online.
Okay, but there's still a in-person.
Exactly, because Phnom Penh is small, so it's easy to bump into somebody, you know, super easy. But yeah, I think that is how it is.
And had you been to Korea before you met your wife?
No.
Okay.
So my wife took me to Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about Korea?
Korea is as organized as their alphabet. I always tell my wife this. Have you seen the Korean alphabet? Like when they write them, they are in blocks.
Right.
So like everything falls in place perfectly.
Okay.
And that is just how the country is.
Right.
Roads are roads. Pavements are used as pavements. Cars wait for humans to pass, which is rare. Like zebra crossings are zebra crossings. Seriously. It's just, the country just works.
Right.
And coming from the perspective of somebody from a third world country, I would say, or a developing country, and also living some of my life in Cambodia,
right,
going there. In Cambodia, I think if you put a drone up
right,
and you video like down the junction of a road, it's like Tetris, you know? All the motorbikes, the tuk-tuks,
Right.
which is like organized chaos. I
Right.
wish I would be able to like film this someday. And then I moved to Korea, and then the cars stopped for me. Like in Cambodia, I stopped for the cars. You know, in
Right.
Ghana, I stopped. In Ghana, okay, I was in the army, but so other people stopped for me. But in
Right.
Korea, oh my. Everything works, and it's not just roads and stuff like that. Koreans care about themselves very much, which actually changed a lot of my perspective of even myself.
In what
And,
way? When you say
um,
they care about themselves, as in they physically care about themselves?
physically,
Okay. I
care
mean,
about
everyone's
themselves.
talking about Korean skincare. That's all I think about.
Let me tell you of Korean fashion.
Okay.
Like you will not see anybody go out who is not put together.
Really?
No, not one.
Oh, I'd struggle, babe. I look like a tramp most of the time.
Not one.
Really?
Yeah.
Regardless of class?
Regardless.
Okay.
Regardless, yeah. Regardless. And even if they are just going out,
Mhm.
even if it's a tracksuit, and that is why you find them wearing like big clothes
Right.
because they've not taken time to put things together. So even that, it's like fashion, It's
Right.
like, I was like, wow. Yeah, and it's in Cambodia, it's me in a tank top and, you know, in shorts with my Yeezy slippers going to Super Duper, going to buy like, just like that, And then if you're not lucky, you meet the pajamas,
Pajamas.
Yeah, you find that here in Cambodia,
Really?
which is
I've seen lots of kids in pajamas, but I just thought it's because they were kids.
adults.
Adults in pajamas
It's
too?
iconic. I
Oh.
feel like it's one of the projects I want to pursue, like adults in
pajamas.
Yeah, and your mind could be blown because you could meet like crazy rich people in pajamas,
Why are they wearing pajamas?
It's comfy. It's just comfy. They bring the comfort of their bed outside, Yeah, it's just like that.
No, the Jamaican in me is like, so in the UK, I will see some people in pajamas, like even people wearing bonnets, like
bonnet.
I'm way too old, right? Like for me, there are things that you're supposed to keep in your bedroom and there are things, and I'm fine to be the problem.
Exactly.
That's fine. But like the idea of me leaving my house in pajamas, I'm just like,
yeah,
really? And it's funny because even like people would come to my house when I was at college in New York and they would try and sit on my bed with your outside clothes. And I was just like, sit on whose bed?
You can be friends with my wife for sure.
No, but you can't be on your outside clothes on my bed. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. I had to assimilate Asian culture, You then send the slippers and the shoes to a certain part of the room.
Yeah. I
stuff
love
like
the
that.
take-off shoes at the door.
It is amazing.
And
yeah.
I'm like, again, from a Jamaican perspective, we never walked in the house with shoes.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I mean, in Ghana too, I think it's
So
just
I
the
love
respect,
it. But then like coming to the UK or to the States and everybody's just traipsing up in your house. Yeah, no. And I don't think I'm even that much of like a clean freak kind of person. I'm just like, especially with children on the floor too. That was another thing. Your kids are always crawling as they should.
I would say now that I have a baby, I've learned to appreciate that more. 'Cause, everybody enters my house and I'm like, did you wash your hands? There's a washroom right in front.
Yeah, no, I don't want the germs.
Yeah.
I don't want the germs.
Well, yeah, that's my take on Korea. Korea is
Organized, clean,
super organized,
and fashionable.
clean and fashionable. Amazing food.
Really?
Yeah, culture-wise.
I only know bibimbap.
Bibimbap.
And
that's what I made
chicken.
for my wife before coming here.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you make it good?
100%.
What makes a good bibimbap?
A couple of banchans, which are
Okay.
side dishes.
Okay.
The rice has to be watery soft. Right. It should hold some water.
Okay.
The egg would be nice if it's like sunny side up.
Mm.
And then I would say the kimchi should be well fermented,
Okay.
and the pork should be glazed. Yeah, it's
Mm.
like crispy on the outside,
Yeah.
but then soft on the inside.
Like it.
So that's a nice bibimbap.
Was it hard when you and your wife first met in terms of cultural differences?
Yes, it was a little bit hard because I say that Cambodians are a little bit slower as compared to Ghanaians, but Ghanaians are slower as compared to Koreans.
Okay.
In Korea, there's a concept of pali pali. It's just fast, fast. And this, my mother-in-law will like, the moment my mother-in-law says, oh, I want to do this, it's already been done.
Done. Okay.
Right. So, yeah, there was a little bit. And now that we're married, she's the one who is always late.
Maybe you've rubbed off on her. It's your
I
fault.
guess maybe, but now I'm faster than her.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain things, she's faster than me. Like
Okay.
if my wife, normally I wouldn't wait for her to ask me to do something, but if she ends up asking me to do something, she's already thinking of doing it. That's why she's asking me. But yeah, aside that, food-wise, my wife is a food freak. She would love to try everything.
Yes.
So going out on dates was a big thing.
Okay.
And it's actually a big part of Korean dating culture.
To go out to eat.
Go out to eat. Like I see my brother-in-law, well, on Saturdays, it's not for anybody else apart
Okay.
from himself and their girlfriend.
Okay.
Right. And then me being in the military, not having a life
Right.
for 4 years, is just from one uniform to the other, from guard duty uniform to nursing uniform. It's just it. So, and being in, I think also financially and mentally being in that position where we met. Actually, when I met my wife, I had already like paid off my overstay and everything.
Okay.
But then I was now kind of building up savings to like try out like new opportunities that exist in photography. So I was working like crazy. So I was not making time
Right.
for her, even for like dates and stuff like that. And because of that, we actually broke up.
Okay.
Yeah, we broke up for a couple of months. And then later we found each other again.
No.
Yeah, we found each other again. And this time we're like, okay, we actually didn't break up out of like cheating or
An issue.
anything.
Yeah.
So it was just life differences. So why don't we just adjust that and be more careful this time?
Sure.
So we tried it and then here we are.
When you decided to have a child, what were
Did
you...
we decide? That's the
Okay,
question.
good point. When you found out you were having a child,
Yeah.
did you think, is Cambodia the place to raise children?
We didn't have a choice.
Okay.
I mean,
Just because of jobs?
every time there's a choice, but
No, but I know what you mean.
but just because of our jobs.
Okay.
My wife earns more than I do.
Okay.
And her work is here.
Right.
So I compromise. Although, like, I went to Korea, I found some good work opportunities, which it's amazing working there in fashion and.
Because there's just so much subject matter?
I would say they're just honest.
Okay.
Because they care about how they look. Photography and videography and anything visual communication is important to them.
Okay.
So the work there is really good.
Right.
But then, yeah, children and Cambodia being the right place, there's always a negative and a positive. We think of Cambodia is a developing country, so there's more construction, which is good for the country.
Right.
But then for a baby's lungs, it's not the best. Healthcare is quite amazing now because we have, you will definitely have those few hospitals that like are top notch. So we're okay with that. On the bright side, Cambodia is a tough soil to develop human character. So I think it's good. You would see every aspect of life. You see the super rich, you will see the super poor, and you see the in between.
Okay.
And that builds a certain perspective of how you should live as a human.
Right.
So whenever you're in despair, you look down and you're like, oh, I'm actually blessed.
Right.
And whenever you're demotivated, you look up and be like, damn, I want to be like this guy.
Right.
So I think our baby would have a little bit of everything, a little bit of motorbike, tuk-tuks, and cars. So yeah, that's...
Did you think about distance from family? Because, I appreciate that in modern times, the whole village raise a child concept is lacking. However, in like a smaller sense of immediate family to help, this is both of your first child?
Yes.
Right. So did you think about proximity to family?
Proximity to family, yes. We thought of it, especially when we had the baby in Korea.
Oh, so your baby was born in Korea?
She has a Korean passport.
Okay.
Yeah. So
was she born in Korea for the passport?
No.
Okay. No, I just asked because, for example, my kids are born in the UK. I have been brainwashing them about how Jamaican they are from birth so that there's no confusion. But it was for the passport, right? Like I wanted to make sure
important.
that although I love Jamaica, a British passport is just easier. And
100%.
the British government will pick, choose, and refuse what rules make you British, what doesn't make you British.
God.
And so for like ease, I said, let them just be born there. So that regardless of how the rules change, they'll be fine. And especially from my dad's perspective, when there was a particular article that he had read about the mortality rate of Black women in the UK. So where I think it's 4 or 5 times more likely to die during childbirth. And when he read that, he was like, should we just have the baby back home? And I think for a lot of people, they think Jamaica and they think, oh, that like healthcare must be terrible. But don't get me wrong, there are bad hospitals, but there's also amazing hospitals. And so I said to him, I am not concerned about that mortality rate affecting my experience. And what I'm about to say, it should not sound condescending, but it could be. So I'm caveating it. simply because I feel confident enough to like speak for myself and advocate for myself. And what I mean by that is I think a lot of people, you go into a hospital setting, there's doctors in uniforms that have far more expertise than you. And so when you complain about something or share your concern, if they don't like pick it up and run with it, I don't think they necessarily have the confidence to say, actually, I want you to investigate further, or no, we're not just going to brush it under a carpet. And I think in a few ways, being Jamaican, we're ready for argue, like whenever, right? Like we just have a confidence, and I don't mean that like in a negative sense. I mean that we are confident
a good thing. Yeah,
to
100%.
like state our case,
Yes.
right? And also, I think that being in the UK, but having a certain kind of education, having a certain kind of exposure, and being able to articulate in a way that I'm confident that I can, puts me in a different situation.
100%.
And I'm not trying to blame the victim, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm aware about how I am perceived. And what is hilarious is that when I went to have my children, I really wanted a natural birth. I believe in natural birth so much. I can't take pain, can't take an ounce of pain, but I say I would love to have a natural birth because I think it's great for the baby, and I think that it's, you know, it's how babies are supposed to come. However, in the UK, when you're pregnant with twins, at least my experience, at every stage, they love to tell you high risk, high risk, high risk, like at every stage, even though they're naturally conceived, even though in my dad's family, every generation we have twins, it was just like high risk, high risk, high risk. I was like, okay, calm down. Like, I get it. Cool. And so the first baby was breech, legs down.
Ooh.
And so I was on my head, like I was standing
my
against walls on my head on a ball, trying to just get, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Clearly that was not going to turn the baby.
Goodness, no.
But I just wanted to feel like I was doing something. So I was like, anything that I could do, any myth, I would do everything,
goodness.
right? And I go in to check her position, and lo and behold, she's still breech, right? And the nurse, she says she noticed a little bit of protein in my urine, so she wanted to just double check that everything was okay. I was like, okay, cool. She is calling the other department and she can't get through to them, right? So she keeps calling, she can't get through to them. She sends me with a handwritten note. This is at a hospital in London, which is relevant because if you tell me you're going to be sending me with a handwritten note, you'd probably be thinking that happened in Jamaica, not, you know, in first world.
It's very romantic though.
So she writes on
but
paper.
not in that instance.
You know what I mean?
Like, man.
So she sends me like up to the third floor with the handwritten note. And they do further tests, and I had developed preeclampsia. Oh. And so they're like, okay, cool. We're having an emergency C-section. So the doctor comes and I said, okay, so you're going to tell me when to come back? She says, no, it's an emergency.
It's now. It's called an emergency for a reason. You're going now.
So I said, no, it's not. And she said, no, it is April. Like, and she goes into, she's like explaining, she's like, you know, preeclampsia, they don't actually know all about it. But what they do know is you have to get the placenta out of the mother because you can die. I said, that's cool, but it's not happening now. And she is like not understanding. And I realize she's not understanding. And I'm explaining to her that I came into the hospital for a check, right? I didn't come in here for pain. I didn't come in here because there was something going on in my body and I felt uncomfortable. I came in here for an appointment, right? You've sent me with a handwritten note and now the circumstances have changed. But I don't have my hospital bag. I haven't eaten. Like, I'm hungry. This isn't happening now. So she then says...
It's actually good for the process if you've not eating it.
My head was not ready, babes. There were no babies coming out that day. That's what I'm telling you. And so she says to me, you know, I have to sign off this form that basically says that I've gone against their wishes. And she even as I signed, she's like, April, are you sure?
You sure?
I'm so sure. And the reason why I was so sure is I lived at the time 6 minutes from the hospital. So I did feel that if there was an urgent issue, I could be there very quickly. Also, this is during COVID. Right? So they're already short-staffed. When you have twins, you have to have double of everything in the room.
100%.
So you go from having like 5 or 6 people to 10 to 12 people, right? Yeah. And I'm like, in my mind, thinking about the logistics of that. You already don't have enough staff, right? And now an emergency twin pregnancy is coming through. You're going to be drawing other people. That energy, I'm big on energy, right? So you're drawing, remember, you've been telling me high risk this whole damn time. And now we're really in high risk zone, right? So you're going to be drawing all these people from all over the place in panic mode. I was like, No. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I went home. I came back the
Wow.
next day. And it was
Whoa.
honestly like the best thing. I don't regret it at all. I played my own music. I was like, yeah, man, we're bringing some black people music in Chelsea. Because
Whoa.
it was in Chelsea. And like the nurses were like, this is music from my country. I was like, babes. And I didn't know what I was having. I didn't know if I was having boys or girls. So the
Whoa.
doctor, he says, you don't know what you're having?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Was that deliberate?
100%.
Okay.
How often are we going to get surprises? I love a surprise, right? And he was like, you really don't know? Like, everybody knows. I said, no, I don't want to know. So that made like even more excitement, is my point. The energy was so good because we had the music, we had the excitement. He was like, let's find out what's in there. And it was, perfect for me.
That is insane.
It was perfect. But I feel like I had a really clear vision, right, in terms of like where I want to be. And going back to the initial question about Cambodia, for me, it is so important for my children to be raised in Jamaica. Yes, be born in England and get the passport, but there is no
to be raised
confusion.
in Jamaica.
You have to be raised in Jamaica. And I'm an overthinker. So like when people talk about like how I figure out my parenting, it's just a symptom of overthinking, right? And like most things, you can go get good things out of it when it's extreme, or it could go really negative, right? And in the parenting space, it's a positive thing. And I walked into a building, Bloomberg, they had their flagship office in London, and I was going to speak, and this man, he was like a venture capitalist, suited like proper money, you know, just look like money. You don't even need to say nothing, and just money, right?
Just like that.
Just so. And I was not in that position at all. And so I'm standing speaking to him, and he interjects whatever we're talking about, and he says, I just want to ask you, I'm a dad of two girls. He's a black man. And he's like, how do you walk into these spaces so confidently? And to be honest, it was the first time I had really thought about it, because we are who we are, right? Like you just are the way you are. You don't analyze everything about that. And so when he asked me, I stopped and I thought about it, and I was like, it's because I was raised in Jamaica. Like the reason why I'm able to move through these very white spaces that are not necessarily made to be the most welcoming and not care is because I'm Jamaican.
Yeah, Jamaicans are actually built different.
Honestly.
You can tell.
Honestly.
You can tell.
I think, so I was also born in the UK and I was raised in Jamaica. And when I then think about my children and their childhood and what I want for them as adults, yes, of course, I can instill a certain level of Jamaicanness in them wherever we are. But there is something about growing up in a country that not only is black, like majority, but in Jamaica, I also had the privilege of growing up in a class that I wouldn't be be a part of in the UK, right? So when you have your dad's friend is the owner of a bank, right? And you have access because he's at the dinner table. It does give you this sense of I can do anything. I can be anything
100%.
that I don't think they would have if they stayed in the UK. I also think that the energy in the UK, it's very negative, right? Like irrespective of race or anything, it's just a negative. People moan and complain about everything in a way that even being around in Southeast Asia, I found that to be really comforting because it reminded me of home. You know? So I guess my question to you is, when you think about where to raise your child, do you think that is Cambodia like the beginning, or is Cambodia a part of the bigger story?
I would say both of it. Cambodia is the beginning because our child is going to follow us wherever we go.
Yes.
Until our roles as parents switch.
Yes.
So wife is now doing like most of the heavy like finances. Until that switches, then I begin to my photography or whatever job I'm doing at that time will determine which country.
Okay.
But ideally, I would like my baby to have a feel of what her culture is. So it's on an expensive side because going to Ghana alone will cost you like 10K if you want to fly like Emirates or something. My friends are planning to go, but they have twins also.
Really?
Yeah, Ghanaians, Dave and Isabel. Really amazing people. We consider them family here. They've been
How old are their twins?
I can't tell, but maybe like 5, 6-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're
they
planning
live here?
to go. They live here. Dave teaches in, both of them are teachers.
Okay.
Dave teaches in like the biggest school here in Cambodia, ISPP. And then Isabel also teaches in like the second biggest. So
their kids were born here?
Their kids were born in Ghana. They went to Ghana to go have them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they were in this one of these cold countries. That was where they were living at first,
Okay.
like Mongolia,
Okay.
right?
Teaching.
Yeah, teaching.
That's random.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the best school, and that's
Okay.
what they were doing. So teaching in the best school
Right.
and raising our kids here. But in that view, my wife has always told me like the competitiveness
Mm.
in Korean kids is a little bit toxic,
Okay, it's too much.
too much,
Okay.
over the board, and I could see it in Korea, like, and I can see it in my wife. She's literally like overworker. No, she's supposed to be on maternity leave, but
Right.
every now and then she gets messages on like, "Oh, can you do this for us?" And then
Right.
she just
Dives in.
yeah, and then just goes to do it. And that's just one thing my wife doesn't want for our kid.
Okay.
Like to always be on like the toes. Like I'm sure some kids go to normal school,
Mhm.
they close, they go for extra classes,
Yes.
they have music class. After that, they do taekwondo, and then they go home and do their homework.
Right.
It's
Packed.
yeah.
Okay.
And my wife was actually telling me when she was a kid, preparing for her school exam, she would move from the school, close from the school at around 10 in the
At night?
Yes. And then
Wow.
go home and then
Wake up, wheel and
wake
come
up
again.
super early and then go again. So
Wow.
this she doesn't want for her daughter.
Right.
So we're not looking at baby's education being in Korea.
Okay.
But who knows? Who knows? Ghana, I wish we were able to go to Ghana for a while, but I cannot guarantee that.
Mm. What does growing up in Ghana look like?
It looks like work. Cause yeah, it's just work. I went to Korea, spent almost every evening in my mother-in-law's kitchen doing dishes, and she was super surprised.
Okay.
And I'm like, Why are you surprised? This is Ghana. In Ghana, you don't just you don't just eat and leave the bowl, right? But growing up in Ghana is work in terms of Monday to Friday, you're going to school,
Mm-hmm.
which is almost like a 9 to 5 kind of job,
Right.
and then you close Saturday, you're going to the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad is a big farmer, so I mean, as in like works in government,
Sure.
but then in a farming institution.
Okay.
So we had lots of cacao farms producing chocolate,
Right.
cocoa gin, and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So you go to the farm on Saturday, and then Sunday you go to church.
Okay.
So that is it's just a routine you can get off. Yeah.
Sure.
So that's why I say growing up in Ghana looks like work. But there are fun parts which are pretty nostalgic.
Mm.
Like always having to disobey your mom because we didn't always have running water at home.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like a reservoir for the community.
Right.
You go there, fetch water, carry it on your head, learn how to balance water in a bucket on your head
Right.
with your friends, and then one bucket of water turns into 15 minutes of football. Your mom comes chasing you. It's just super nostalgic. And when I
Right.
tell all these stories to my wife, she's like, "Wow, you carry water on your head." But yeah, that is growing up in Ghana, and yeah, it's just it. I think it's ingrained in every part of life, and as I'm growing now, I begin to see that because it's in every bit. I remember my dad being very fashionable,
Mm-hmm.
and we had all these pictures of him in different outfits
Okay.
based on which year. So you have the afro
Right.
with the
Bell
tight
bottoms.
pants, that
Yep.
right, and then pointed shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had like the long pants to the above belly button
Yep.
with like a bomber jacket, and then they had the short haircut with a little bit of bush at the back bush they call it, and then
Okay.
with the
Some
line
lines.
here.
Yeah.
So I've seen my dad in all these things, and my dad did all the tailoring for us in our
Okay.
house. So growing up as a Ghanaian in a Ghanaian household was it's work and it's fun and it's so many different things ingrained.
What would the young Kofi be surprised about your life now?
It would be traveling abroad,
Okay.
living abroad, married to a Korean,
Okay.
cooking Korean dishes, using a tool like a camera to make money.
Mm.
because the only way we were taught to make money was just go to school, get a job, not to be, too deep on the entrepreneurship kind of
Okay.
thing. Yeah, so I attended nursing training school. I could have gone to university and then after that built my own business or anything. But nursing training, why? Because right after that you have
A job.
a job.
Right.
Right. So it was just that kind of mindset,
Yep.
which I'm pretty surprised that now I can just pick a camera and charge, you know, three $2,000, $3,000 based on whatever campaign I'm shooting.
Sure.
So yeah, that is kind of surreal to me. Also, like having a Korean wife, like, I just wake up knowing that I'm kind of like blessed. Like, okay, what happened to me? Like, you know, um, not in terms that she's just Korean for it, but my wife, even in Korea, they will say like she's like one in one because of the kind of job she has
Okay.
and stuff like that. She travels the world. So, and we just met
You got
through
lucky, babes.
I got super lucky, but she also got lucky. Don't, if you're watching this, don't let this get into your head, Okay.
How has living in Cambodia changed you?
Both good and bad.
Okay.
Good in the sense that you get to appreciate life more in term from the Cambodian perspective. It's country that is, came out of war not too long ago. They have lots of pain and recovery in some aspects of their lives, and you can see this, and you can meet older Cambodians who are elderly Cambodians who survived the Khmer Rouge.
Right.
Right. And they are now doing well, living in the UKs, in the Americas, and they send their grandchildren here to learn the culture.
Okay.
And I find this like very warming. Cambodians can randomly invite you to have a beer with them in the evening when you are just walking by.
Sure.
And that is just something I wouldn't find mostly in like the capital city of Ghana where I was.
Okay.
Because there you are, if you are not a soldier or you are not like the police,
Right.
you are finding your way home, Not saying that it's a scary place, but yeah,
Sure.
you gotta be careful. Racism in Cambodia, no. So I
Okay.
wouldn't say anything like that. But that is the positive side.
Right.
Negative side, it's a country under construction mostly. So you get some pollution here and there. But then yeah, you cannot change all those things. So yeah. How else has Cambodia changed me? You could get very comfortable in Cambodia because the cost of living a normal life here is
Right.
not that crazy as
Right.
compared to like Korea or like Ghana or different places. And lots of foreigners come here and they fall in the trap.
When you
which
say
is-
trap, in the sense
which is
that
sad, in the sense that you can have a teaching job that makes you save a little bit of money, gives you a nice apartment to live in, and gives you money to spend on the weekends.
right.
And you could get stuck here
Okay.
because it's comfortable. Like you can get whatever you want.
Right.
And for me, I just take it as you find it's just the positive side of living. And because of that, you should not, in the abundance of water, the full is thirsty, Bob Marley said, right? So just because it's like that,
Right.
it shouldn't make you too comfortable to get lazy. You should find
So
a
you
line.
still need a bit of ambition, a bit of
Exactly.
something.
Yes.
How is being a photographer here in terms of the industry? You spoke a little bit that, in Korea, it's a good place to be a photographer. Is it good to be a photographer here?
Depends on who you know
Okay.
in Cambodia. And I think it's like that in like every country.
Yep.
But here it's like this.
Okay.
Personally, I've had jobs that are good because the people wanted to pay for what they get.
Right.
But 90% of the time, you are getting jobs that are like, something that is supposed to pay
Right.
like, let's say like $100, they would want to pay like $20 for it.
Right.
And sometimes it doesn't even come from the Cambodians. It comes from the other foreigners who have established
Come here with
business
the
here.
expectation.
And that mentality I don't really like, because then it's like they're looking for like super cheap labor,
Sure.
you know, which they put on the Cambodians and then end up putting it on like, you know, also their competitiveness is sad to say that you find some Cambodian photographers lowering the standard in terms of, oh, if this photographer is charging $700 to do this job for you, I will charge $600. So give me
Right.
that job. So the war, which is Aness, it's my wife. So the war, which is supposed to be between creatives and businesses,
Becomes
is
amongst
now
the creative.
between creatives. Right. And that is sad. So that is my experience with photography in Cambodia. I think Cambodia is a good place to do documentary photography
Okay.
because there is reality in the living of Cambodia. The fancifulness and all those things are limited to a certain group of people,
Right.
but you would randomly find honesty on the streets, like raw, you know, how it is. And that is nice to capture, but so many people don't see it that way.
Okay.
So you find more foreigners coming here exploring that genre of photography. And recently I decided to actually do that. At
Okay.
first I was shooting all the fashion and beauty, but I mean, it's constant learning. I did lots of research, watch lots of podcasts, and then there's this guy called Naval. I don't know his other name, but he's like tech
Okay.
dude, Indian American. And he's like, there are 3 important things in your life: who you mingle with, who you know, who you're gonna get married to, who you know as in your friends that you
Sure.
hang around with, who you're gonna get married to, and the place you're gonna live. These 3 things, super important. It affects every aspect of your life, your children's lives. So this podcast or the questions you're asking me, it kind of like
All of that.
you
Yeah.
know, which is really amazing that all these questions are coming up. Because I would say that having the skill of photography is nice to have in Cambodia because you are introduced to honesty,
Okay.
which photography was actually supposed to be until Photoshop came up. Right. Until Photoshop came up and then people wanting to look cool on it, social media
filters
exactly
and-
came
yeah.
up. But if you really want honest photography, Cambodia is a place to do it.
Okay.
Right. But then if you want business photography where you are selling an image,
Right.
Cambodia is also the place to do it if you know the right people. But if you don't know the right people or you are not willing to mingle with those kind of people,
Right. It can be hard.
it can be hard. As compared to Korea, I would say, image is a big thing for Koreans. Like the random Korean doesn't mind paying you that amount of money to just have his picture that he's going to put in his room.
Right.
Right. So the place, people, and who you get married to, it's a big deal. For photography, I would say the place and people who you know.
Sure.
So in Cambodia, not really a lot of luck if you come as a photographer.
Okay.
I've also realized the French restaurants will only call the French photographers.
Oh, really?
From my experience.
There's a lot of French people here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You hear Cambodia and you hear Cambodia, which is the French version. Which, I mean, French people are lovely people. I've worked with some of them.
Sure.
But I realized that in the photography world,
they're gonna stick to French. Okay. Are there that many Ghanaians here?
Not many. Yeah, and so many people see me and they say, "Oh, you're Nigerian."
Okay.
And
Is that
I'm
because
not.
that's the only place they know?
It's because there are lots of them here.
There's a lot of Nigerians here.
Yes.
Okay. So this has been the first country I've ever visited that don't know anything about Jamaica. That I've
Really?
met people. I've never met
way.
anyone anywhere in the world, and I've been to places.
I grew up in mini Jamaica.
But like here, the tuk-tuk driver, he's like, "Where are you from?" And I don't mind people saying, "Oh, is Jamaica in Africa?" Like I get it. You think that every black country is in Africa. That's fine. But So he says, oh, is it in Africa? I'm like, no. And I asked the man if he knew Bob Marley. He said, no. I said, okay, maybe you don't know him name, right? Because in my mind, we're going to find something. You're going to know something about Jamaica, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe you don't know his name. That's fine.
But you know the song.
I literally whip out the phone, right? And I'm playing One Love in the man's restaurant.
No.
He said, no. He said he does not know young people's music. Boss man,
What?
young people's music. I still tried our next one, Dashing a Tree Like a Bird. He said, no. I said, this is
No
not young people's
way.
music. He knew nothing.
No
I then went on to
way.
Bolt and Olympics. I'm like, okay, Beijing was just the other day. It was the neighbor, maybe you know athletics.
Still no?
Nothing.
That's
Nothing. And it's happened to three people here that have
Wow.
asked me. And I'm like, we are the biggest, the baddest, the bestest, babes.
But Jamaica.
Come on.
I literally grew up in mini Jamaica. I say this because my dad was a big Bob Marley fan, very big fan of Jamaican culture. I can sing every Bob Marley song you play.
He's a good man.
Yeah, everything. Johnny Nash, all those things. I've listened to so many.
Cambodia never get the memo. They never got the memo,
Sad.
babes. From a language perspective, is it hard to... Do you speak Khmer?
I speak Tuk Khmer.
What I mean...
That Tuk Khmer is just next to this, the Khmer to get you in the Tuk and out. Get you where you're going.
Oh my gosh.
Is to get you where you're going and then bring you back. So, you know, chop bong, that means stop.
Okay.
Saturday bong, hello, you know, hello.
Okay, I
bong,
know
bong,
Susadai, Susabai,
Saksabai,
Yep.
those things.
Akun.
Okun.
I know Twin for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking to someone a couple of days ago. She's fluent in Khmer.
Oh.
And I said to her, oh, Twin. I was like, Kongplo? And she
Mhm.
goes, what? And so I was like, oh, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Kongplo? I'm trying to... And she's like, no. I was like, oh, it means twins? She goes, oh, no, I don't know the word for twins. I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. Because I was like, give me my one word. But is it difficult living here? The reason I ask this is because I'm not sure that I could live long term in a country that I didn't speak the language. But I think, I was saying to my sister, I think that's a lot to do with my character. Like I need to be able to run a joke, right? Like in order to connect, I feel like humor
Yeah.
is so important to me. And I appreciate that that's not necessarily the case for everyone, right? Like if you grow up in a society that is naturally less warm and naturally less like about the neighbors or like inviting people over, then who cares if you don't really speak the
Yeah.
language? But for me, I find like the deepest pleasure in running a joke with a stranger in the street.
Yeah.
And so even when I meet people here who might be nice, they might be cool, I feel like I'm never really able to connect because of language.
It's true. It's a little bit difficult to connect with people, but I would say for the 6 years that I've been here already, I have seen lots of change.
Okay.
Now, whenever I meet a young Cambodian, they somehow speak English.
Right. And they weren't doing that 6 years ago?
As
much?
As much.
Okay.
As much. But even in the market, because I go to the market a lot,
Which
shopping.
you need to tell me which market, because I've been going to the supermarket and Lord, they're not cheap enough.
Ah, my God. Should I say this on camera? I will show you which market.
Okay.
So photography introduced me to the markets because reason is the market is where it's an intersection point where the rich comes to buy healthy stuff.
They don't just send the help.
No.
They actually go.
Yeah, you find them there.
Okay.
And then we would say the regular people go to their farms and then they bring it to the market to sell. So you find all types of people in the market.
Love it.
Right. So this is why I do street photography in the market.
Okay.
And they tend to try to teach me Khmer.
Right.
I have a few old ladies. One, because I'm black.
Right.
They try to teach me, oh, the name of this is this.
Right.
So after buying that thing from them for like 3 times, I already know something.
So you have a little market Khmer, a little tuk-tuk Khmer.
I have a little tuk-tuk Khmer, and then I have you definitely learn the cursing words first.
Everyone always, you know what's so funny? I met an Italian and I was like, oh, I can't really speak Italian. I know a few words.
Oh my
and
God.
so he expected me to say the curse words. So I said, no, I know idraulico.
Oh,
He said,
oh wow.
He said, why do you know it's plumber? He said,
Exactly.
he goes, why do you know plumber? I was like, oh, because I had a KP, so like a kitchen porter. In my kitchen, he was Italian. And so we needed a plumber one day. Like I could say like fryer, I could say like ladle, like anything,
Whoa.
any kitchen language for utensils. When he was working with me, that was my Italian. I never know
Wow.
the curse words.
My goodness.
I'm not going to use them.
You're-
What kind
you're-
of disrespectful people are you?
All right, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
so that's it for. But the market you want to go to, they're a couple.
Okay.
If you want vegetables
Mhm.
and fresh stuff, there's a big market called Sadamko.
Okay.
It's not very far from here.
Cool.
And yeah, that's where I get most of the stuff. And then if you want fabric, you go to Orisei Market. It's where you find all the fabric and other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I know it's early days because your daughter's only 2 months.
Yeah.
In terms of schooling, have you guys thought about do like all expat kids go to international school here, or do they go to local schools?
we don't have a choice but to send her to international school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The local school's not that great.
She'll be tough and she'll be wild.
Yeah.
But for security purposes,
Okay.
me, I don't mind. You
Right.
know, I attended local school. Like, I only started attending international schools when I grew up a little bit,
Sure.
and my dad's connections, my dad's brothers and stuff were owners of schools and stuff.
Sure.
But from childhood, it was
Right.
just local school where you get bullied and you get tough. And
Right.
yeah, so, but for my wife's sake, for my
Okay.
wife's
Peace of mind.
yeah, it's gonna be an international school. We're lucky that one of our friends, Dave, I mentioned, the
Yes.
Ghanaian guy,
Yeah.
he's already
teaches-
teaches physics in
Cool.
one of the schools.
Do they teach Khmer?
I'm not sure of that.
Because when I was speaking to Thai parents, you're my
Mhm.
only parent, by the way,
Oh,
for Cambodia. Like, so
Nice.
I'm quite excited to talk about things like this.
wow,
but-
how I've aged.
But like a lot of the Thai parents send Thai expats send their kids to international schools, and they don't necessarily learn Thai. And maybe it's because I'm super passionate. Again, I try to, whenever I'm observing things and then you get an immediate judgment, I appreciate that it's coming from my perspective, right?
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
But most of the time, but but I just feel like if you are living in a foreign country and we know that children are sponges and they are so open to learning, the idea that you live in Thailand and I'm not saying don't send your child to international school. I'm just saying if I was a parent at said school, I would be concerned that my child wasn't learning Thai.
True. But one of my friends, when my wife got pregnant, we were like, oh, what language are you gonna teach your kid? Are you gonna teach him like Ghanaian language
Sure.
or anything? I asked him. I actually asked him, like, do you think I should teach my daughter like Ghanaian language? You know what his question was?
Why?
Have you gone for any interview that have asked if you speak Chi?
Yeah.
I was like, it makes sense, but then the problem is she wouldn't have anybody to like speak that language with.
You have to change your perception
I
after this
know.
conversation, because here's the thing about languages, right? And I understand, and it's funny because when I meet, Americans who have learnt Khmer, I appreciate that for many people it's like, okay, well, who else are you speaking to, right? Like, who else are you going to talk to? It's just Cambodia. But especially from a child's perspective, forget adults for a second. And again, this is opinion, by the way. I'm not an expert. I haven't done enough reading. I'm probably chatting out of my ass, but I'm going to do it anyway,
But
right?
you've got kids who speak French.
They do.
Which I was like,
Random.
oh, that's cool.
But from a child's perspective, when we're talking about languages and learning from an early age, it means that they will always like have the pathways from one part of their brain, right? So me, when I speak French, it's always translating. It's always moving from one side to the other, right? Unfortunately, I look at my kids, they'll talk to you in English, they talk to me in French, they don't skip a beat, and I'm jealous, right? I am also like, babes, I did that, but I am also jealous. And I think that for me, language is more than the utility. It's more than the use of language, especially in today's world that is so divisive and is so like, you are over here, you have these beliefs, blah, blah, blah.
True.
I feel like when also, let's not come from an English perspective where we think that learning more than one language is the minority. That's the majority. It's
That's
the
the
lazy
majority.
ass people.
When I see
only know
someone
one.
when I see someone speaking like broken language, a certain language but in broken form,
Yes.
I respect that person more than somebody who doesn't speak it at all.
At all, 100%.
Because, dude, he put effort.
To
So
do
now
it.
I'm studying Korean.
Really?
And yeah, I have to.
That's amazing.
But I love it though. I'm studying Korean. My father-in-law taught me Korean every evening when I was in Korea. And I really appreciate him for that.
I love it.
Now I can understand, speak a little bit. Like recently I had a short conversation with a Korean couple. It's super duper. And everybody was surprised. And I was like, it was a good feeling, you know. But then the thing is, Ghana has English as our native language.
Yes.
So the deal is I speak only English to her.
Okay.
My wife speaks only Korean. So then she's
However, the reason why I say to that is because your child's going to go to international school and she's going to learn English.
Yeah.
So you will be the only Ghanaian connection. In the same way that my kids, I'm the only person in their circle that speaks French. Only, right? And you're not going to live in a bubble. You know, they hear English all the time. Right now, we're in an English phase. I have to keep saying to them, quelle langue? Because if I lose it with them, there's no one else to bring it back. Wow. But also back to identity. Like, which is what I mean about, it's not about how many people speak Twi. Who cares? Identity and language is a huge thing in the similar way that we could talk about food. And you see so many like second and third generation Jamaicans in the UK and they only know carnival season to like fly a flag. Them don't know. And yes, people will be upset about it. I don't care. There's a difference between feeling the spirit of your heritage and like it being a fashion statement or it being like a cool badge. Yeah. And I think language is a huge part of that. And I see so many people, you know, being from whether it's biracial or multicultural backgrounds is not new, right? It's like a thing now. But what I've noticed, again, in observing, like my butcher, he is Turkish Cypriot. His wife is from New York. And every so often when I see him and he sees me with the girls, he's like, April, I know I need to speak Turkish. And he's fluent in Turkish because his parents spoke Turkish to him. I'm like, Hassan, you don't even need to think about it. I'm out here struggling in these streets, like trying to learn vocab every day. And all you need to do is just speak, right? Yeah. But what I've noticed is that when you have couples and the couples don't both speak the same language, you see it more often that the child won't learn the language. So because his wife doesn't speak Turkish and he does, I guess people don't want to translate for the partner all the time. Maybe I'm just too selfish, but it never occurred to me. The fact that other people can't understand me when I'm speaking to my kids is not my problem. That's your problem because the gain is too great. And I think that irrespective of where you live, if your child is learning like the language and the culture of your home, that is going to serve them as well as broadening their perspective on the world.
True.
So please.
I will do my best.
At least choose a couple days a week, right? Like have some Twi days.
I'll have some Twi days.
Have some Twi days and have some Korean days, have some English days. And
I'll do my best, yeah. I'll do my best. I'll try. But
have your parents been to Cambodia?
No.
Are they going to come?
I don't know if they want to.
Really? How far is it?
28 hours.
Yeah, babes, that's long. Honestly.
And my dad's like 72. So
it's long.
Yeah, it's too long for him.
So you have to keep making the trip.
Yeah.
To someone who doesn't know anything about Cambodian culture and they are thinking of moving here, what is the words of advice that you would share?
Come here with an open mind. It's a developing country. There are so many opportunities. So in every country, it's difficult to find things the first time, but the moment you really are looking for something to do, you definitely find it here in Cambodia.
Very good.
Location-wise, it's nicely located. I would be honest. It's close to China. It's close to other Southeast Asian countries. So finding or buying things from different places is not difficult.
Sure.
It's like the center of so many things. Normally, what do you even tell people? Like work-wise, it's developing, so you find something for your job.
Okay.
Education-wise, schools are still developing, I would say. My wife's friends are some of the people who are developing their curriculums and stuff like that. And then culture-wise, it's dense.
Mm.
So just come and enjoy it. I would just keep an open mind and try different things. Cambodians are nice people. So just come with an open mind and enjoy it.
Is there anything that you would have wanted to talk about that we haven't touched on?
How you raise two kids for yourself. Because, man.
I say, and you know what's so funny? I started talking about parenting online just because I had done one video about the fact that my kids have never had a tantrum. Touch wood, right? They've never had a tantrum. And it made people really angry. It made people really angry in this video because I think that there is a conversation online that happens regarding to parenting that feels very much like, let's all find comfort in our negative experiences together. Like parenting is so hard. It's so this.
Isn't it amazing that your kids have never had tantrums?
No, but I think because me saying that my children have never had a tantrum, it threatened people's idea of this is normal, right? Because a lot of times when you have a child who is a picky eater, they don't eat anything. Oh, well, it's just kids being kids. That's normal. So I come out and I tell you, well, actually, my children eat absolutely everything. And immediately the response is that, one, I think I'm better than people apparently. And I'm like, well, no, I'm just stating fact, right?
Why wouldn't you ask? How do you do it?
Because
And
that's
just
another
learn.
thing, right? I have learned that so many people will see something and instead of asking the question, it becomes like defensive when nobody was attacking you.
Oh my God.
But
It's information. You do what is good with it.
I think what I've analyzed in parenting, right? Because before you're a parent, nobody wants to hear your opinion about parenting,
100%.
right? Because you don't have kids, you don't know.
It's not experienced it.
Right. And what is hilarious to me is that before I had children, I had really specific ideas about parenting that I would only share with my dad because he knows where it's coming from and he's my dad, so he knows my opinions and he knows me. And I would always leave some room for the benefit of the doubt that I'm not a parent. So maybe my concepts are just concepts and they can't be put into practice. Then my children come along and I put these concepts into practice. And anyone who spends 2 minutes with my children, there's something that they're like, something is going on here. So you see that little benefit of the doubt I was leaving everybody with? It gone. It disappeared because now I'm like,
Now you feel the
tell me something, right? And not only tell me something with one, tell me something with two. But what I think has really worked in my favor, I mentioned about the overthinking, but also discipline, right? Most adults are not disciplined enough to then be the best version of their parenting journey. And I don't mean that meanly. I just mean that I like structure. I like discipline. I really believe in delayed gratification. I think that in this modern world, a lot of times we want everything now. And that really affects parenting. I say to people all the time, if you are doing something and the main reason you're doing it is for convenience, it's not the right thing, right? And people don't like to hear it. So like with food, adults are making choices out of convenience. And I'm not saying not to continue doing that. I'm saying be honest with yourself and realize that it wasn't because of your child that you made that decision. And people don't want to admit that because it sounds like, oh, they're a bad parent. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be honest, right? I wake up this morning, the first person that came in here was like, I smell food. It's because I cook all of my children's meals. So I'm either up until 2 in the fucking morning cooking it, or I'm getting up extra early to cook before they wake up. The average person doesn't want to do that, right? When I go away and I'm filming for a week, best believe I have cooked. So the whole week they have all of their food. The average person doesn't, they would rather go and buy something. And I understand that. But I know that in terms of like their tantrum and their behavior, food is a huge part of it, a huge part. We live in this world where we think that what we eat, it's just a craving. Oh, I feel for this, so I'm going to eat it, right? We think that what we eat is just, this is how it is. Children will not like vegetables because that's just children. Even the books, I'm not exaggerating. People would buy books for my kids. And if there was anything in there where it's like, oh, I don't want to eat this, they wouldn't read it. From a really early age, because you're planting seeds that you don't like veg. We have a book now, it's Chuppy, is a French like series. And they, in the book, Chuppy does not like bell peppers, right? It says, oh, I don't want bell peppers. That's what it says. I don't know why they have this in this book, where his friend is like, oh, well, I'm going to have the dessert. They love the dessert, but they don't like the bell peppers. Luckily, my children understand food most like better than most people would think. And so we can read the book now because immediately they say, why doesn't he like bell peppers? But if you started reading to your child when they were little, not liking bell peppers, then that's a thing.
Then
I hate cucumber. By the time they ever watch this episode, they'll be too old to know. But because right now they think I love cucumber. I hate cucumber. I hate the way it smells. If it touches my food, I don't like it. But I didn't want my children not to like cucumber. So I pretend to love the cucumber. When they feed me the cucumber, everyone around me laughs because I hate cucumber. My sister is just dying on the inside. And I'm just like, isn't this great? And it's just because I don't want them turning up their nose at anything. And my point is that when you're not having ultra processed foods, when you're not having sugar, it affects your behavior. We're giving children cake all the so they don't have cake, which really upsets British people because I'm the devil for not giving my child cake. I did a watermelon cake that was stunning, if I do say so myself. So I just cut the watermelon, put all this fruit on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is stunning. People were like telling me that I'm abusive, that I have an eating disorder. I'm projecting.
Internet is a wild place.
Yo, apparently I have an eating disorder. I'm projecting my eating disorder on my like all sorts of things.
See, I'm so happy that I had this conversation with you.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Because for me, we normally say that men, your duty is to provide and protect. And in some of my videos, people see me in the kitchen making meals for my wife and my family. And I'm like, you just don't understand. How I think of provide and protect is to the core.
100%.
What my wife is eating, what my family is eating.
100%.
I'm providing the meals. It is supposed to protect them.
100%.
So is it nutritious? Is this good enough?
Yeah.
Is it serving them culture? Like, why? You think I'm dumb that I went all the way to Korea and spent some time in the kitchen just to learn? Like, now I can do all this and it's healthy for my family. So yeah, this part of what you're saying, 100%.
But even the way when your child gets older, people will automatically give your child a sweet, automatically. And I'd go to the market in England, so as in for my restaurant, go to the market. I love Sam. He's known me for years. And as soon as he saw my kids, first thing, lollipop. First, I said, Sam, no, babes. And he was confused, right? He was like, first of all, my children move back like this because they've never seen a lollipop. So they're like, what the hell is that? So their reaction, he was like, what is wrong with them? I'm like, babes, they don't eat those things. And then he's like, what? Nice. And I explained just a snippet of the philosophy. And immediately we're at a market with fruit. And instead of picking up the banana, you're picking up the thing. And so immediately he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, it's okay. And because I don't believe also in the fact that everyone shouldn't live the way I live, right? So because people offer sweets, it doesn't make me upset, right? I see it as a small opportunity to just let you know that it doesn't need to be that way. But I always tell the girls, even this other little girl was giving them something. And I always say, babe, we accept it with the kindness with which it was given to us. But some things aren't for us, right? And that's also okay. But I think people in general just underestimate food and children. And like, we think that because it's been sold, because it's in the supermarket and because it's available, that means that it can't be that bad.
I know.
I'm just like, Gadgets is another thing I'm so big on. Like, no screens. My kids do not watch anything. And people will be like, oh, but you travel 14 hours on a plane.
You should write a book, man.
Trust me, I have the book idea. I have it broken down.
You should write a book on parenting. I would buy it.
That's what most people... Find me a publisher, babes.
I will.
I have everything. But I also think that running my business was training for parenting. And I didn't know it at the time, right? And specifically an independent small business. Because when you're a part of a corporate structure, there's just the blueprint is there, right? You are more of a piece within the puzzle. Whereas like, especially after COVID, the big boys in hospitality were throwing money at people because you had Brexit. So people were gone and they were like, cool, we need staff. We'll just throw money. I can't compete with money. So I had to find ways that, your team wanted to still stay with you, even though 2 doors down the way, they could get a lot more money. And like my chef was with me for 6.5 years out of 9 years of business, which is unheard of with no money, at the table. And it was that balance between, that's where Babes, I think, came from. Because I would go into the kitchen and you're angry, it's Friday night, my business was a direct representation of who I am. I appreciate that for many people and smarter people, business is business and personal is personal. Not in my thing at all, right? Each plate, each dish it was April. So you have your chef sending out madness to people on a Friday, and then you're having to fix it with your customer outside, make sure that they still feel good, because the fact, if they're still inside the restaurant, there is still hope. There's still an
Yeah.
opportunity for me to fix it. From the time they walk out the door,
Done.
game over, right? So then I come back into the kitchen and you want to tell them about themselves, right? You want to tear like everything in you, just, but that's not constructive, babes. That's not going to keep their head in the game.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
And so you have to manage where I still need you to know and appreciate that I am so serious right now. But at the same time, I also need you to feel good enough, inspired enough, and give a shit about my vision, right? Because ultimately,
Exactly.
especially after the kids, I was at my restaurant 7 days a week, all day before children, right? If there was no COVID, babes, there'd be no babies, right? And so then I have children, and I was heavily pregnant in the kitchen. Again, it was more of like a team. I need you guys to know that this is always on my mind. And even when I'm not here, my spirit is here, and just earn your respect in that way. But ultimately, if they don't care about my vision, when I'm at home doing bedtime and they're having to still keep the shit running, no one's going to care.
Exactly.
And so like the whole babes gave them like still the harshness of the message, but removing the harshness. So the seriousness was left, but it was still love. And the point is, I had so many young people. My first team, they were all like 15, 16.
Oh my God.
They didn't know anything about anything, but I loved working with people that were so fresh because, again, there was no pushback because they knew that they didn't know anything.
Yeah.
You get like experienced
They're ready
chefs.
to, like-
They're going to tell you, oh, this is how we do it in my kitchen.
my
Babes, I don't care. Like, respectfully, I
like-
don't actually care. I just want it this way, please. And so, like, most of my chefs started as kitchen porters. And again, it's that teaching and like making sure they're learning it your way, being clear, keeping your head in the game, even when you want to fly off. And I didn't know, but now that's like my children, basically.
Yeah.
So my work team were my kids. They were my first kids.
It's amazing how like food plays a big role in generally in life. So nursing, I did nutrition and dietetics.
Okay.
I mean, general nursing. So you do all the things, anatomy and physiology, psychology, nutrition and dietetics. So there I learned a bit about food and nutrition, and my diet changed
Okay.
pretty much. So people are like, man, it's African genetics. Like you never get fat or
Right.
man, when I loosened up and I was cooking for my wife every day when I got fat with her. What are you talking about? Because she was craving different things, I just make them. I cannot say no, but yeah. Then I ended up in nursing. Nursing taught me about the pharmaceutical industry.
Right.
Things I didn't know.
Yes.
Until I realized that every time I served paracetamol to somebody, their headache was going off, but their livers and their kidneys were getting ripped. And this I didn't like. This was another reason why I decided to not be a part of that kind of movement. Now I did nutrition and dietetics, but then as a fitness instructor.
Okay.
So I dived from what do we call it? Curative health, where the problem is already caused.
Right.
And then you just cure it.
Right.
Not caring about the side effects or whatever of the drugs, you just cure it. To more preventive health.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, why did you decide to do like personal training and stuff like that?
Sure.
I have the certificates. I actually got them like not too long ago.
Okay.
As a certified personal trainer and then certified nutritionist.
Okay.
Advisor for health. But then the thing is, when I was doing the nutrition, then I realized all the things that you put in food, how they affect you mentally, how they are. And this is the reason why I would wake up every day, go get fresh stuff,
Yes.
cook for my family.
Yes.
This I will not miss.
Oh, your baby's in good hands, babes.
It was also a big part of like agreeing to like stay home. Like, okay, at least somebody should not be ordering all those snacks.
Yep.
And I've realized there has been a big cutoff on sweets and snacks after I took over the kitchen.
Okay.
So now it's coconut water.
Love it.
Rather than like all the other drinks and other stuff.
And those juices are sneaky.
And the fruits are the snacks. And the breakfast is homemade yogurt and nuts. there's nothing out of that, and the other dishes are the banchans, the side
Sure.
dishes, all from fermented vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm happy that I'm able to do that, and yeah, I hope that my family enjoys the kind
sure
of
they do.
dishes that I make. But yeah, yep.
Fun times. If your life was a postcard, what would the picture look like?
Very chaotic, very uncertain,
Okay.
I would say. Young age, my sisters, I would say my nephew died
Okay.
from
Your sister's child?
yes.
Okay.
I was super young. I had just finished senior high school, waiting for my results to go to the university.
Right.
And then she died. He died. And then the cause was religious, because there is a religion that says that you do not do blood transfusion. I don't want to mention names.
Okay,
But yeah.
I understand.
Yes.
And so your sister practiced that religion?
No, my sister's boyfriend.
The boyfriend practiced that religion.
So then
Wow.
there was delay in like blood transfusion.
Sure.
Baby passed away. We had taken care of this baby for 5 years already.
Did your sister and the boyfriend stay together?
No, it will never happen. My sister would never even agree on that.
Okay.
So this happened. Then at that moment, I told my dad if I could be a doctor.
Okay.
And be that doctor who gives blood transfusion without
Right.
giving a shit, just to save the life. After that, you go home and deal with your religion.
Right.
Right. Because the life was more important than
Sure.
anything. So that was when
How
I got
old was
into
your nephew?
nursing. 5 years old.
5.
And with this, it was hours and hours of this baby being on our shoulders, taking care of him, like everything. Like he was literally solid pillar of the family.
Right.
You know? So yeah, that would be one part of the postcard.
Sure.
That moment where like I decided, hey, I would be a doctor if
Right.
this is the case. And because I couldn't be a doctor because I did general arts,
Okay.
government, history, literature, and a language.
Okay, and you needed to do sciences.
I needed to do sciences.
Right.
So, but then the only place I could divert to was nursing.
Right.
Because it's more like caregiving.
Right.
So then I said, okay, then I'll do nursing.
Right.
So then I went into doing nursing. Right after nursing, I was like, what is the next point of like upgrading myself? And it was just, okay, you join the military for 6 months and then you're getting double salary.
Okay.
And I can save.
And you didn't calculate the 25 years of your life.
I didn't calculate that. But then
that's
also
a long time.
Yeah, that's your whole life.
I've never heard of this before.
Because you have to join the army only after you're 18.
Okay.
So, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, enjoyed it. It was a childhood dream but then fortunately I didn't shoot any guns or stuff like that. And then I also was able to take care of people in nursing. Also opened my eyes a little bit to like how big pharma is playing a big role. Because after 4 years, I realized the nursing that I did was more like somebody comes in, you ask them what is wrong with you.
Right.
They tell you whatever is wrong with them. You go to the lab, you take a sample, you do the diagnostic test to confirm. You know what is wrong, but then you give them medicine for all the signs and symptoms.
Right.
Rather than going back to the national, not national, what do we call it? Natural ways of treating those things. A little bit of sunlight, more water, rest, eating healthy, stuff like that, cleaning your environment. That was out of the window. Right. It was always, we are selling you some drugs.
Right.
Right. So they say that if your doctor is not asking you about how you're moving, exercising, what you're eating, and your sleep pattern, he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
Right. So this opened my eyes, and that would be another part of the... And then I became very, okay, I'm tired of doing this. I'm feeling guilty a bit. I'm getting tired of the everyday, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the time, uniform to uniform. Okay. Let me put some art, because in, what do we call it? During the war times, there was no art. Right. And then art grew up after war, because then people had things in their hands but didn't know what to do with it. So then it turned into like creative things. Okay, let me do some art. I picked up a camera, and then it became, oh, wow. With a camera, I can see the rest of the world. That would be another side of the postcard.
Right.
And then seeing another part of the world out of curiosity and having a camera was like, oh, okay, your passport is missing. So now photography becomes a survival thing.
Right.
No, so I do the survival thing for a couple of years until the survival ends, and then all of a sudden my wife comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just say this, but thanks to my wife, I'm able to say no to things I don't want, to jobs I don't want.
Yeah, that's
My
a privilege.
My wife will say, I would pay you that. You just stay with me.
Sure.
Like, seriously, don't go for it. Every yes you're saying kind of devalues, without you being happy of saying that yes, devalues your craft as an artist. So thanks to my wife, I'm able to say very positive no's on my chest. But well, at first, a few years ago, I would say yes just because I want to make that cash. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that will be that part of the postcard. And then the next part will be breaking up with my ex-girlfriend, who is now my wife.
Right.
And then realizing that, oh, there is manning up to do. A lady will be attracted to somebody if they have a certain kind of life, right? Because trust me, working in the tattoo shop, I was living upstairs of the tattoo shop.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to pay a lot of money on rent. I was the saving.
Sure.
So yeah, I took that chance. I was living. But then I realized that was hindering a certain part of my life from developing. That is being like full-grown man, taking responsibility, having a place to, you know, you want to have a dog, you have to have a nice place to keep it. So you want to have a girlfriend, you have to have an abode, you have to have a home, nice place, stuff like that. And I wasn't thinking of all this because I wasn't thinking of having. So now, breaking up with my wife, I took the chance, okay, this is a period of self-development. Take the pain, learn from it. So I got my own place. I cleaned it up nicely. I went to the gym, make sure I'm healthy. I started eating healthy more, looking good, taking care of my health and face and everything.
You're like, I'm back, babes.
So when she met me again, I was a completely different person, right? Now she could visit my apartment.
Right.
We could go out on dates, like things like this, you know. So that would be another part of the postcard. And then the next part will be telling my wife telling my parents-in-law that, hey, I'm with this person. And then they're like, okay, take your time, at least know him for 2 years.
Okay.
And then the next month period doesn't come. And now we have to go back and tell them that we are sorry, we cannot take your advice because we're already pregnant. Goodness.
How did they take the news?
My mother-in-law was pretty quiet, which is understandable. She's a mom, cares for the daughter. So it's really, really understandable. And I had to, like, you know, build the trust gradually.
Sure.
My father-in-law, very religious, Christian, so, and very, like, open, traveled a little bit.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, you're going to be fine. We will care for you. Just be ambitious and work on your goals, support each other. So it kicked off. I was lucky, to be honest. So that would be another phase of the postcard. And then the phase where I call like opportunities. After meeting my wife, like so many doors have opened for me. Like I can travel to Korea now just because I have like a half Korean kid without applying for a visa, stuff like that. Yeah, literally.
Okay.
You know, for a couple of years, and then I just renew it for more years. So, and the job opportunity there, I just met a guy who owns a suit company.
Okay.
Actually supplies for big brands.
Right.
Who just set up his own company as like a flagship store kind of. So now he's also, aside the company itself producing, now he's also making his own brand.
Right.
Where I could be a model.
Right.
I could be a photographer. I could be a videographer. And I could be managing his social media, which are all these things I have done just in survival phase.
So will you guys move to Korea?
We're not thinking of it.
Okay.
I am thinking of doing 1 week in Korea.
Okay.
To make the money.
Okay.
Move back here.
Right.
Spend beneath my means.
Right.
Save up.
Okay.
So that is the plan. Because my wife's job, we don't know where we're going to be.
Okay.
United Nations, we can go anywhere.
Right. Cool.
So yeah, that will be how messy.
I'm loving the postcard.
The postcard is
like, it's like a book.
From Germany to to Australia to France to Korea to wherever, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, that has been life so far.
Thank you very much for sharing it with me.
Thank you. Yeah.